Welcome. This is guess it's a recruiting video, but to be honest, I'm a terrible recruiter. This is an eXp explained video, but it also is a Streamlined Properties on-market video to explain what the team's about. I'm actually going to go through the entire recruiting document, which is for agents that are not licensed by eXp who are interested in eXp and our team, either or both. But this will be a good overview. And like I said, I am not an evangelist, like a brokerage evangelist. I'm just here to give information, but this is a great way to get information on the brokerage. All brokerage models have their advantages and disadvantages, and those are things that each potential new agent or transferring agent needs to consider on their own to see what will work for them. So, welcome. I'm going to share my screen. My name is Jonathan Green. I'm the team leader of Streamlined Properties On-Market, broker by eXp Realty, which you can see up in the top. I've actually worked for eXp twice, and that's part of this. I started at Keller Williams. I then went to Berkshire Hathaway. I went to eXp. I left eXp and built a big team at Sotheby's. And then I came back to eXp, and I don't see any reason to leave. I'm very happy with it, and it's very easy place to run a team for me. We run like a mini brokerage and receive the back-end assistance, and I don't have to be a broker. So let's do it. If you're interested in these things like the brokerage, I'll probably maybe got this from email from me, but I'm going to share my screen and go through the doc. So I'll see you in the little window in a second. Here we go. Get rid of that. Now we are a go. So this is it. This is I believe it's a 13-page recruiting document that I would email to you or to anybody else who's interested in the team. And if you're interested in the team and you're not yet an agent and you don't have a brokerage, then you need to know about the brokerage first, because there's a brokerage and then a team. They're separate things. Not everyone who I bring to eXp needs to join the team. And honestly, not everyone's going to be a fit. So the first part is just about the brokerage model. And then the second part is about the team. Could take about 20 to 30 minutes, so buckle up, but there's a lot of good information. And again, you can just email me or comment on the YouTube and I'll send you this information in the PDF. This one was last updated in February. We usually update it every 6 months just to make sure we're getting everything as current as possible. Again, these videos are unedited, so not looking to try to make a movie here. I'm just trying to get you the information that you might need. So if you're thinking about joining eXp Realty, these are some important factors that convince me to join and may have convinced people that you know. Resources 24/7, training, support, the splits, which we'll go over, revenue share, eXp stock, the freedom of the cloud brokerage, which for me is a big thing. I'm not an office person. You know, for people who need to be in an office, eXp is not going to be a great fit for you unless there's local offices that you can go to. Everybody is different. Team building, very, very important for me. I don't find any restrictions on the team model at all, which helps. Forward thinking and growth focus, which is what I appreciate. Modern real estate agent cares about three things: high split and low cap. I mean, you like money, right? There's also a better way to get it, and going in and knowing that everybody in the entire brokerage across the country and beyond, I believe, is on an 80-20 split. Like, there's no secret deals, back-end deals, nothing that I'm aware of. That to me makes it transparent, where at a lot of brokerages, every single person has a different split and you never know where you're at. Low fees, $85 a month. That's all. I'm going to go over it later. Support when you need it, but not any demands on you. Again, I'm not going to read this to you. I'm just going to go through the highlights. But to me, it suits the modern agent or the multi-hyphenate agent because you don't have office requirements and things that you need to do that you can't do online. And when COVID hit, we were already doing business like this, so it wasn't really anything big for us to adjust to. We were good at Zoom. We were good at operating outside. of a traditional office concept, meeting in Starbucks and meeting people in their homes, meeting people where they're at, instead of making people come to us and then paying for that as an office. So as I said, every agent is on an 80-20 split. You can see that right here. I know a lot about brokerages. Some are at 50-50, some are at 90-10. The splits are obviously important, but what you pay every month is also important, because there's a lot of things that sound great. There's a brokerage that will tell you that it's a 70-30 split, but all of us know it's a 54-46, because you have a 10% mentor fee for 7 transactions, and then you have a 6% off the top at a lot of the big box brokerages. They don't have that at eXp. It's an 80-20 split. There are some ancillary fees to cover your E&O that come out in at closing. Some other very, very minor fees, but that's it. Other than your MLS, which you pay yourself, and your boards, you're going to be at $85 a month. You do now have a 60-40 split for 3 transactions, so you can have a mentor. And I can tell you, if you're a brand new agent, that's something you're going to need. So the goal is just to get you in and out of those 3 transactions with the help of a local agent who can assist you with the paperwork if you're not on a team, and make sure that everything goes as planned. So cap is an important thing. If you're looking at brokerages and they don't have a cap, you could be tossing away money. What happens just in general when you talk about a cap, when the company money reaches the cap number, then your split is 100 to you. So there is a way, if you do enough business, to get to 100% commission going into your pocket, but for ancillary fees. So at eXp, everyone starts at a $16,000 cap. That doesn't mean that you earned commissions of $16,000. It means 20% of each commission check goes to eXp until that amount has been paid a total of $16,000 for the year. So all of the 20% have to equal up to $16,000. So that's the transactions. It's what the eXp's part reaches that. Then you cap, then you're at 100%. There are transaction fees. Again, they're extremely minimal, in the hundreds to less than $100. If you're on a standard team like we are at Streamlined Properties On-Market, all of my agents are on an $8,000 annual cap, which is awesome. I still have the $16,000 cap. This year, I hit it in 3 months. I got a great team. I do the business myself, but then I'm cruising for 9 months at 100%. And my agents are much closer. Their cap is cut in half, and a minimum of 25% of each commission check comes to me as the team leader. That's how the standard team works, which we'll also get to later. But again, now the part that is shaved off to eXp only needs to reach 8,000 for my agents, and standard team agents to cap at 8,000. There's a $250 transaction fee at closing that maxes out at $5,000 per year. Blah, blah, blah. You can read the PDF. You got all the good information about the splits. Fee structure, this is it. Let's not make it more complicated. When you join, $150, monthly cost, $85. Transaction cost, $40 for E&O, $25 broker review. That's it. I'm not kidding. There's nothing else hidden. This is what it is. I look at my statements all the time. I'm not finding any hidden fees, no sneaky 6% or anything else. Let me just cut something about revenue share. So revenue share, also traditionally called the downline, is extremely overpopularized by some agents, to be honest, in eXp. It's not my jam. I'm not a big downline person. I have lots of friends who make tons of money off downline. I have nothing against doing it. I just didn't come to eXp to be a recruiter. I came to be an agent. I'm happy to give people the information to get them into the company, but that's never going to be my primary focus. Like, I'm a team leader. I run a team. My job is to coach my team to be the best agents that they can be. My agents, we don't even discuss the downline until, one, they have someone who they want to come, or until their business is at a point where their real estate business is going exactly how they want. They've got that under control. That usually takes about a year. Then we can start talking about how to build their downline the right way by bringing in agents who are actually going to do well, Because if you bring in 100 agents into your downline to eXp and none of them do any business, nobody is going to make any money. You don't get like a windfall just from bringing people there. They have to close transactions for you to make money. So in general, again, this is not a big deal to me. I think it's a humongous ancillary benefit for good recruiters because I do like the company. But like to me, if I'm a brand new agent, I don't care about this. I want to learn how to do the business of real estate. This is something I need to learn after that. So you can read the rest of this, but like that's just the way that I look at downline. I have a nice document here on how it does. It goes down 7 levels. And it is a fantastic ancillary resource to your business. Lots of people make a lot of money on downline, but as someone who recruits for a team and the brokerage eXp, we often get a lot like, hey, I don't want to be involved in your Ponzi scheme or your pyramid scheme, and then I have to dial it back because there's some heavy recruiters out there, which is not me. And again, nothing against them. They're not putting you into a real Ponzi scheme. The brokerage is great. But you can't come in and think you're going to make money just doing downline if you have no experience as a recruiter and you don't want to do agent business. So that's that. This is how the revenue share model works. Again, this is pretty specific. I'm not going to get into it here. You can read it while it's on the screen here. Just tells you how the money breakdown works, what you make, and it's pretty easy. Again, you can just comment or send us a message through YouTube here, or send us an email at info@streamlined.properties. eXp stock, again, is another huge bonus to me. I frankly have made a lot of money on stock just because I was one of the first agents in New Jersey. So we got a lot of stock back then. That stock has now gone way up and split. So it's been a great windfall in that area. But you can opt to have 5% of each commission invested in shares of the company at a 10% discount off of fair market value purchased on the last day of the trading month, as you can see here. I personally do that because I like to reinvest in the company, and it's done very well for me. So this is something that I think is important. You're also awarded shares for specific things here, 400 in stock for each that you sponsor into the company, all these other things. Again, this isn't why you're here. I mean, you want to hear about how it's going to work for you. That's eXp. You know, that is eXp in a nutshell. And again, the things that I would focus on: 80-20 split, freedom, super support, great back-end service. The one thing I'll say is that if you like the drawback of a cloud brokerage, to be transparent to everybody, which is what I do, the drawback is that when you get there, you don't go to an office, you don't have as much initial camaraderie. So you do have to meet people on Workplace, go into eXp world, and then you get adjusted. But by using Workplace, then you can start to meet people in real life. And I think that's what it is. And that's why teams are so popular now as we get into the rest of my recruiting video, I guess, about the team and about eXp. Teams are the way of the future. Most anybody who listens to real estate podcasts would agree with that. It's just a model that works. Lead sources like teams better because they know that they have built-in systems, back-end CRM, and all the things that can help. Whereas a solo agent, no matter how great they are, if they're the only ones answering their own calls, if they're out on a 3-hour listing appointment and 3 Zillow calls come in, they're not getting them. And Zillow doesn't like that. So most lead sources are very, very into teams, not so much into the solo agent. And if you're a brand new agent, where are you going to get leads from? Where are you going to get training from? You can do a lot of back-end training on eXp. They have a ton of training, particularly for us. We train every single day. We have our separate Workplace group. We're just crushing all the time. And I think that's why we can ramp up new agents into the business much quicker in a team setting, because we're just giving them all the information that they need all the time, access to old videos on how to do anything, anytime, tons of resources, PDFs. Team is coached by Tom Ferry, my coach, Mike Shum. So we have that available. My team actually is in Team Plus coaching. So not only do I coach every single day of the week, they're also coached by my coach. And that's how we make sure that we're moving our agents from beginner to medium and then all the way up to expert as fast as possible. So I did have a previous team at Sotheby's. I didn't create it the correct way, in my opinion, and that was my fault. When I came back and built this team, we really are investor friendly as a team. Streamlined Properties, it's called Streamlined Properties on Market, as an indication that we also do off market, and we like the idea that we're playing in all parts of real estate. And the truth is, by saying we're investor friendly, that doesn't mean we only work with investors, because every house is a gigantic investment. Most personal residences are your primary largest investment that you've ever made in your life, or theirs, but yours too. And that is why we're investor focused. We want to make sure we're tracking the appreciation and understanding, like, are all these properties good investments? Are they strong? That's how we look at it. We work with all parts of the business: buyers, sellers, renters, investors of all kind. Obviously, we have a huge investor portal. But I also started the team to train and mentor investors and agents on how to get their most out of their license on both ends. I love working with brand new agents who have the hustle and determination to go full time and just go all in. And when we provide them leads, get them running right away. But I also like working with investors who get their license and try to help them figure out how they can use it to their best ability, and then what they can get out of it by just having MLS access, in terms of access to properties, access to the MLS for ARV, access to vacant showings that they can see for investor type properties, and as huge learning mechanisms in the business. I also love to train investors and agents how to build their own personal real estate investment business, and that's what we do. We train on investing, we train on mindset. I'm also a life coach, so I took a 36-week life coaching program, certified, and that goes into the backbone of Streamlined Properties on Market. We're not just a push real estate team, try to get everybody rich. We want to make sure that everybody who joins the team has a focus on creating a mindful life, so they don't get burnt out. Benefits of a real estate team, I've already talked about. Extra support and training, guidance, leadership, mentorship, camaraderie is next level. Most teams have their own technology. To be completely honest, most brokerages have watered down products for you. They're good, but they're not the high-end products that us at teams use or high-end agents use on their own. So we have back-end CRMs, all sorts of different systems that can help onboard agents, get them access, and besides all of our training. Lead gen, we do that on our own. We also teach agents how to do their own lead generation and work their own personal sphere, which is hugely important. And that's just something that we think is important. We want all of our agents to figure out how to get leads from all parts of the business while not being like an overt seller. You want to be a helper and an assistant, a real estate advisor, real estate expert. Lastly, one of the biggest benefits of a team comes in accountability and productivity. By being held accountable, you become more productive. Everybody who gets into the business is hoping that they make X amount from the business, and you're not going to make anything if you can't be held accountable. You'll never be productive. Benefits of working with us: 5 days a week, mastermind, weekly training, and one mentorship. Again, the accountability, on market, off market, and investment coaching, life coaching. And then we do investment marketing on our own. We're looking for off market properties. We train our agents. We have an enterprise account with Deal Machine. Our agents can all drive for dollars, and they have first right of refusal on any properties they would find. And as well as nationwide contacts and referrals. We're a huge referral team. We love to receive referrals in, but we send a ton of referrals out. I think we have about 50 referrals out now. And the reason why we're different when we do referrals is we send out a referral, we vet the agent, we connect the agent with the referral client, make sure that they like each other. Then we execute the referral agreement. And then our team success manager, Crystal Watkins, will follow up every 2 weeks with the agent to make sure everything's going well, as well as the client. So we're following along. We're going to earn our referral percentage by playing a role in the transaction. This is big for us at Streamlined Properties on Market. These are our 11 core values. You'll quickly notice that none of them have anything to do with sales or money. We're not like that. We all would like to do business that way, but our core values are much deeper. Family first, always. Nothing else to even talk about that. Equality, ethics, honesty, transparency, positivity. These things are all core principles of the team, and we only are looking for people who match these. And then number 7 is super important for agents. You have to be coachable. If you're not coachable, I can't help you. If I'm going to spend all that time giving you all this information and trying to get you to hold yourself accountable, you have to be able to be coached. Personal growth is hugely important to the journey of anybody in sales or any business, or like seriously, anybody in life. Like, you need to be working on yourself all the time, because the better you are with yourself, the better you'll be with your family, the better you'll be in business. Service, that's to our clients. Differentiation, we're outside the box. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, but we're also not trying to do it the same as everybody else. We're trying to do it better. And efficiency. I'm a little bit of an efficiency freak, so I'm trying to train all of my agents and anybody who comes on the team to make their business efficient so they have more time for their family and friends and other activities that they like. I'm definitely not going to go through all of this. This is just a bunch of stuff about me. But as a team leader, it's important when I send this out that agents and prospective agents understand what I've done in terms of the business and my back end as a real estate investor for more than 30 years. The short version is I have been investing my whole life. I grew up with my dad going on investment appointments when I was like 5 and on. I've been licensed since 2014. I've also been a real estate coach. And obviously I have that life coaching certificate. And that wasn't a weekend class. Like I said, it was 36 weeks, and it plays a big role. It's got a bunch of stuff about my certifications in there. Can anybody get those? Yes. It's about how you apply them. And I tend to try to apply them in all aspects of the business. Been on a bunch of speaking engagements, countrywide, big real estate events, local, everywhere, podcast guest all the time. But honestly, you can just read this in the PDF. If I had to listen to myself talk about myself any much more, I'd be bored as well. This one's probably a little behind. This is just my partial deal history and current holdings of investments. This usually is something that excites people who are looking to learn about investing. This is not all of the investments I've ever made. I've made a lot more, but this is a good idea of what I do. And they're all verifiable, which I think is important. Benefits of getting your license, even if you just plan on using it as an investor. This is something that I coach all the time. Not going to go into the deep details, but these are the top 5 reasons to have your license as an investor. Access. Access means access to the MLS, so you can do ARVs, but also access to information, meaning you can have the info on the MLS, but you also have access to properties, vacant properties that you can do and see on a weekend when you're learning to invest. It's great. Comps, again, that plays in. These are the only way to do reliable, comparable analysis is with the MLS. Nothing else will be as accurate. Education, I'm going to be honest with you. The real estate class, the licensing class, is way more invaluable to investors than it is for agents. Residential agents get into a box. They don't have to deal with a lot of the stuff that you'll talk about in class. But in terms of investors, you're going to need to know about easements, a lot of these land issues. There's things that you want to know. I found the class super helpful, and I had already been an investor for more than 20 years when I took it. It opened my eyes and made me realize, like, yeah, I can do this as a business as well. Referrals, again, like I said before, maybe you don't think you're going to want to work with regular buyers and sellers all the time, but people are always coming to you for real estate advice because you like real estate and you're an investor. Sweet. You can get referrals for that. You go through our ecosystem, we match them with the agents, we make sure that they're vetted. And then when that deal closes, your friend is happy and you get a percentage of the commission of that transaction. Here's the one that I think people forget: friends and family. Do you want your friends and family, when you love real estate, to just go with Bob Smith down the street of 123 Realty as their agent? Or do you want to learn enough to be very competent at your job and to be able to help your friends and family buy or sell their homes? It's like a no-brainer. I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't get that expertise if you like real estate so much. Something to think about. Keep going. This is it, the most undervalued perk of having your license right in there. It's from the last one, having your friends. What if you like to flip but don't want to list your own properties? We've got that. Some of my agents do that. They like to flip. I list the properties. I'm an expert at that. And we send back a half of that to the agent because it's pretty much their deal. We do the work there. You'll be a better agent for yourself than 99.9% of the agents out there if you do the work to understand how to be an agent, even if you don't want to actually be an agent all the time. Wrapping it up, I appreciate you sticking around this long if you're still here, but like honestly, this is how you get information about things. And it's much easier to just drop a video up on YouTube than continually do a bunch of Zoom calls on it. So if you are interested in either eXp Realty or my team at Streamlined Properties On-Market, which currently we're in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Nevada. We've experimented in many other states as well. All you have to do is go to this last page when you finish. There's a video about eXp. You'll need to be in class. We do have a program for people getting their license to get access to our masterminds while their license is pending. That will help you just jet out the doors when you get your license. Then there's number 3, you'll fill out a form. You'll go up, apply as an agent. You'll add me in there as your sponsor. That's how you create a downline. And then if you're joining the team, you'll add the team in. And then either way, you get access to a weekly mastermind group that's inside of Workplace. So if you just come to eXp and you need a little extra support, you'll always be able to get in touch with me through there. You'll get an email back from your broker. Number 6, you'll fill out, if you're joining the team, Streamlined Properties On-Market intake form. That'll ask you a bunch of questions. Give me information for our number 7 Zoom interview by booking using my Calendly, with syncs with my schedule. So you just go on there, it grabs an available time. We meet on Zoom one-on-one. I go through the form. I've read it before we get on there, and then we get to work changing the trajectory of your future in real estate. Quick last reminder before I hop off. It's just about being investor friendly. We do everything. We have leads from Zillow, leads from HomeLight, leads from Ojo. We work regular market. Our Tom Ferry coaching is for regular agents. We have part-time agents. We have full-time agents. To be honest, it's better if you're a full-time agent if you want to join the team now, because we really have a lot of business to give out and we want people who can take it. But for investors, we do have this side thing where we're going to help you figure out how to use the license in your own time. It's really about it. Streamlined Properties On-Market, community and mindset, not hustle and grind. I don't want to be tired anymore. I'm old. I really just want to help people achieve their goals in the real estate sphere. And that's why I built this team. So that's it. That's your eXp explained. And then another half on my team explained. If you need any other information, you can always send me an email. P.S. It's going to go to Crystal. She gets all of the emails. info@streamlined.properties. You can also follow us on social media. We have a lot going on. You can follow me personally on Instagram at Trust Green, green as an E at the end. And that's also the same thing on TikTok, where we've ramped up our videos and we'll be putting out a ton of real estate investing content. All the links are actually going to be below on this YouTube in the comments or above, wherever it shows up on this. You can follow on Instagram, Trust Green or Streamlined Properties. Obviously, you're here on the YouTube channel, so you got all the links below. I appreciate you sticking around this long. I hope you have a great day, and thanks so much. I'm going to pull this back off on the share, and I will see you guys. Thanks so much for paying attention so long.